What's up, comic book enthusiasts? RBG here, bringing you guys news on something I haven't covered in quite a while, and that's in regards to the highly anticipated title Spider-Man PS4. It's been nearly 2 years since I provided an analysis video covering this game, and that's because there wasn't really much to talk about. I mean, we got certain articles and behind the scenes footage with some of the developers, but I felt like there wasn't much to garner making a video. And this is a game that Sony has been promoting heavily since its unveiling. Like, it's gotten 2 consecutive showcases at E3, but finally, after waiting months and months for more details on gameplay and an actual release date, Insomniac has decided to lift the curtain. Now, most of the news we got is coming courtesy of Game Informer. Over the past few days, they've been giving us a plethora of details regarding their hands-on experience of the game. And the best part about it all is that it's basically going to be the selling point of their current magazine, since Spidey will be gracing the cover for their May issue. Before we delve into the juicy stuff, I want to just throw in my 2 cents in terms of things I've seen in earlier revealings compared to the things we're seeing now. First off, the graphical fidelity seems to be about 20% different from the first reveal trailer we got back in 2016. Some of the most noticeable differences being the lighting and textures on Spider-Man's suit. Back when Insomniac were answering questions about if it was actual gameplay, they replied that it was in fact in-game. And I can believe them on that statement because we essentially see the web slinger performing similar feats in the more recent trailers that he did in his reveal trailer. But the thing that's a little bit off is the textures on his costume. Like, is it me or does it look a lot smoother and shinier than the original unveiling? And it looks like the spider symbol on the back has either been changed or somewhat dwarfed for whatever reason. If you go back and look, you'll notice that the symbol was wider and the upper legs were extended over Spidey's shoulders. And instead of the detailed pattern being incisioned horizontally like it is now, the original featured hexagonal patterns that look similar to the Rami Spider-Man suit. All of those minute details just seem to be tweaked. And don't get it twisted, I'm not complaining about these little details, it's just something I noticed since getting more high quality images. I had previously given my idea of how the costumes had probably been a callback to various iterations we see throughout the many films. The main thing being the eyes, which are a deliberate reference to the most recent MCU Spider-Man, who's garnered a huge amount of praise since his inclusion in the franchise. But getting straight down to business, we got some news that we've been waiting for what seems like forever, and that is the official release date. In less than 24 hours ago, Game Informer's executive editor Andrew Rayner revealed that Spider-Man PS4 will be released on September the 7th via Twitter. This is great news because this means this summer is going to be lit for PS4 owners out there. I originally thought that Insomniac would go for a later date around November or December to seize those holiday sales windows, because that's always been the case when it comes to AAA titles like this one. Hell, that still may be the case. If they're just now giving the release date, it could still potentially change. I still remember how much Rocksteady flip-flopped with their release date for Batman Arkham Knight. That was disastrous. But they've reassured us that the current gameplay snippets they've been showcasing are from the alpha build, so I don't think there's too much to worry about. Along with the release date announcement, we got some other details like the case art and collector's edition. Now, this is just my opinion, but the box art kinda looks a little too simplistic for my taste. It sorta puts me in the mind of one of those placeholder pictures you see on sites like Amazon, but hey, you know what they say, less is more. I personally would have went with something a little more busier like the picture on the mini art book cover that's featured in the collector's edition. Since we're on the topic of that, let's go into details about all the goodies we get in this thing. It looks like we're going to be getting 3 DLC passes or launch story chapters plus new missions, suits, and characters. Now, we probably got a quick glimpse of one of these suits during the exclusive coverage trailer Game Informer released a couple days ago. If you pause the video at the scene where Spidey is bodying these street thugs, you'll notice that he's wearing a pretty familiar costume. I'd even go so far as to say an iconic costume. I don't know if I'm correct in my assumption, but I think we can all agree that that is the classic Steve Ditko Spider-Man suit. This was pretty much a given because it seems like every Spider-Man game we've gotten, they paid an homage to the OG suit. I'm just wondering if this is an unlockable suit or does it play as part of the story or not. Insomniac's been harping on the fact that this is a more experienced version of the webhead, and I'm thinking that this could be a flashback scene. But the blue on the suit looks a little darker compared to the Ditko Spider-Man suit. So if it's gonna be the classic costume, it'll probably be similar to the Earth 1610 Ultimate costume. Seeing Miles Morales in the game only reassures me that this version of Peter Parker is the Ultimate version, since that's the universe Miles was introduced in. But hey, he's since been reintroduced into the main Earth 610 universe, so I could just be reaching with this one. Speaking of Miles Morales, we got a pre-order trailer featuring another black Spider-Man in the form of my boy Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk. This totally caught me off guard because Spider-Punk, or Punk Rock Spidey, is still relatively new. I don't think it's even been 2 years since this particular version got introduced. It's essentially the original Prowler, Hobie Brown, in an alternate Spider-Verse with all of Spider-Man's powers. That's just one of the pre-order suits. We also got a brief look at the Noir Spider-Man. I'm not really hyped over that suit since it's been featured in pretty much all the latest entries. If my recollection served me correctly, it was first featured in Shattered Dimensions as an actual character and then the Amazing Spider-Man games. I'm not sure if Classic and Noir Spidey is a part of those pre-order bonuses. I kinda hope they're not because I want to actually unlock those in particular. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Captain America Civil War and Infinity War suits filling in those mystery pre-order spots. But moving on, the collector's edition also comes with the usual trinkets like the steelbook, mini art book, and stickers. I think the most interesting thing would probably be this statue with Spidey sitting on top of this box that says Raft on it. When I look at this, I'm assuming it's talking about the underwater prison known as the Raft that's been featured a few times in the comics. I think it is also featured in Captain America Civil War if I'm not mistaken. And there's not really many specifications given on what's in the box. We're just gonna have to wait until they reveal it this summer. Last but not least, the package includes a Spider-Man PSN avatar, a Spider-Man PS4 theme, extra skill points to level up your character, and the Spider Drone, which I'm guessing will share similarities to Droney from Homecoming. The collector's edition will run you $150, so get your pre-orders in now. But I know you guys don't really want to hear me talk about any of that stuff. You want to get some analysis about the gameplay and Easter eggs you may have missed. I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. This game will have the best web swinging mechanics in Spider-Man video game history. Mark my words on this. I pretty much played all the console Spidey games, and if you don't believe me, check out my video library. But man, just looking at the footage on YouTube, I get that tingling sensation in my nutsack when Spider-Man free falls from tall buildings. I know fans have been worried on if the web slinger will live up to Spider-Man 2 the movie games, but you can tell that Insomniac isn't playing around with the physics. This is going to be a controversial argument, but when I think of perfect web slinging physics, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes to mind. And yes, I'm aware that the movie is bad overall, but one thing you can't knock it on is the way Spider-Man moves while slinging them webs, son. Like how when the web goes tight, the physics kick in, making him increase in speed. And the way he yanks around tight corners. I see a lot of that in the gameplay for this title. In an interview given by Game Informer, the developers mentioned that they're trying their best to make us, the players, feel like we're Spider-Man. When I hear stuff like this, I imagine Spider-Man enjoying what he does. A thrill seeker swinging through the city canyons and enjoying the adrenaline rush from free falls. That's what the web slinging looks like it entails in all of this gameplay. Off the riff, I have to point out that Insomniac seems to be going in the same route as the Amazing Spider-Man's video game. Because there are certain moments where you see these little icons pop up on various items on the buildings. It reminds me of the web rush system in the Amazing Spider-Man games, where it allows you to choose an object or a spot of a building to quickly sling to in this slick animation. This looks to be a more refined version of that with more options available. If you look closely, you'll see these little button prompts like circle or X appear. I'm not sure if they represent a certain command or action you can do, like choosing to run on the wall or simply jump in the most stylish ways possible, but man, it looks cool nonetheless. And I just love the animations where Spidey twirls around while latching onto his web as if he's having the time of his life. Besides the web slinging, it looks like we're also going to have some real-time weather, which is a big plus. This is going to add a whole other level of dynamic lighting to the graphics, and it might even affect the way you swing. I personally hope that the rain affects the suit like getting it wet. Other than that, we got some more gameplay showcasing the different combat mechanics, such as using the web grenades to make your enemies collide into each other. And one of the tweets, we got a picture of Spider-Man taking a selfie, so I'm guessing there will be a feature where you'll be able to take snapshots and share them on Facebook or Twitter. Still no intel if we'll get an in-depth upgrade system regarding the web slinging speed and combat, but I have high hopes that it'll be something good. I would really like a level up system in the same realm of Spider-Man 2 the movie game or Web of Shadows. That'll add more replayability and motivate players to grind more with side quests or mission objectives. Speaking of replayability, Insomniac has recently confirmed that there will not be any microtransactions in the game. And they better not be lying about this, because I don't want to have to pull up on them in the blogs and expose the hell out of them. I'm pretty sure if the Spider-Man IP was still being handled by Activision, it would be a no-brainer that microtransactions would be included. But after all the backlash Star Wars Battlefront got, I don't think Insomniac wants that smoke, bruh. They don't. So big kudos to the gamers and analysis fighting the good fight to bring gaming back to its purest form. Now we just gotta kill these mobile games. Anyways, before I go off on a tangent, I would like to stress one of my biggest complaints about Spider-Man PS4, and that's Insomniac's incision to lock the game at 30 frames per second. This is something that should be dead at this point, especially since next gen consoles are in their prime. I probably wouldn't be triggered if it was locked at 30 FPS on the standard PS4, but they also confirmed that it will be at 30 FPS on the PS4 Pro. I don't know why every console developer focuses all their attention on graphics when frames are just as important. Like, give me 60 frames or give me death, bruh. And people wonder why I'm bummed that this isn't going to be featured on the PC. But anyways, I'm not going to let that get me down. The game still looks good regardless, and I'm just happy that we'll be getting a full month of coverage on Game Informer. So I'll do my best to give my 2 cents on certain things I noticed throughout. Be sure to drop a comment giving your thoughts on this news and what you want to see in the video game. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback and will only help me improve on future content. But I think I've said enough. Once again, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.